stage. It's 1993. I am not the only person in my class who is in love with my English teacher, but I'm the only one who understands him. I go to a boarding school and most people either play lacrosse or do drugs, and I don't do either of those things. So, as you can imagine, most of my friends are the teachers. Aw, no. It was great. It was really cool. I got told things like, don't worry, things get so good in college. And, of course, my English teacher, Mr. L, was the closest friend of all, and hopefully one day would be more than a friend. He was Cuban. He was 25. He had been a spear carrier at the Folger Shakespeare Library. And we co-produced the Shakespeare Festival together. Not that he was my advisor and I was the student. We co-produced it. My love for him was true and pure and real. And the other girl who was in love with him, Sasha, her love was not pure and not true and not real. She was a year older than me. She dressed like a gypsy stripper. She always had like half shirts with bells on the ends of them and like a really flat belly, and I was pudgy and brainy, but had a lot of other things to offer. She would go around and tell all the girls in my dorm all of her incredibly explicit sexual fantasies about Mr. L, which I found incredibly disrespectful. I kept my fantasies to myself. And in fact, I only had really one, and I was 16, and this was the raciest thing I thought about Mr. L. We go out to ice cream. Off campus, in his car. He brings me back on time, in time for curfew. We are in the parking lot. He opens my car door, kisses me, unzips my dress, curtain. That's the end. That's all I got. It's all I could think about. But he had told me enough things that I really believe that we understood each other in a really real way. He said things like, you know, you're the only one I can really talk to about Shakespeare. We had the same favorite sonnet, Sonnet 40. That was another reason I knew we were going to be together. And then one meeting that we were in for the Shakespeare Festival, I had brought this little copy of Midsummer Night's Dream, the little blue book. Have you guys ever seen those little blue hardcover books? And he saw it and he got misty-eyed and he took it lovingly and said, oh, you know, at the Folger Shakespeare Library where I was a spear carrier, the lead always had these books and I loved them so much I bought myself a set of all 40, and then I gave them to a woman I was in love with, and then she broke up with me and flew to California and took those books, and it always hurt so much. And I sat there like, he's telling me secrets about his love life. That's what's happening right now. That's really happening right now. So I kept hope alive, and about 3 weeks after that, he announced that he was going to be leaving to go to law school. And this meant that I had another 2 months to show him the woman that I was fast becoming, before we fell in love in a totally appropriate way once he had stopped being my teacher and we could get a studio apartment in New York City. And all I really needed was the perfect gift. Once I gave him the perfect gift that showed him that I remembered who he was, I knew him, I saw him, we saw each other, he would look at me with dawning appreciation of the woman that I was, we would kiss with tongue, and then we would be in business. Sasha, meanwhile, went around talking about the sexy